I mean, in all honesty, when you look at like, okay, take a minimum, not even a minimum wage job, take a $20 an hour job. $20 an hour for 8 hours is $160. You can easily make that by sitting on a machine and buying enough product to flip. Easily. And so do you want to sit out there on your own time and just chill outside and, I don't know, bring a lunchbox and just chill? Do you want to do that? Or do you want to go work for a job and deal with a boss and customers and all kind of nonsense? I'll bring a lunchbox. Just chill.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Blab. I appreciate you stopping by, and without further ado, let's blab. Before we hop into anything, get it on the ground floor, Blab. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I do appreciate you all. And shout out to Nostalgianomics for that educational advice, the occupational advice, I should actually say. Definitely get yourself a lunchbox, a lawn chair, and just camp yourself outside of a vending machine. Anyway, let's just hop right into today's topic. That is Prismatic Evolutions and this massive buyout that we just got. Is it manipulation? Is it real? What does it mean? How am I getting product, restock, all of that good stuff? Let's just hop right into it. So yesterday, let's refresh this page, get a little bit more of that data going. You know how we do it, one take. And you can see that in the last day, yesterday, May 7th, there was 650 items purchased. It's kind of weird, actually, when I was making the thumbnail yesterday. I think it said like 712 or something like that. So maybe some of those got deleted. I'm not exactly sure. Now, if we go to the actual data, you know, the data is the data, hashtag lunchboxboys. This person was buying, or I assume it's a singular person. Maybe it's Rudy. I don't know. Bought 100 here. 105 here and 114 here at $303. Now, because I was talking to some people about making this video yesterday as this was happening, I did actually take a screenshot of the page prior to when it was happening. So I could see there was 114 total from the gaming company at $303. So obviously this person bought up all of those at that price and then went on to do some other major buyouts. I guess the other big player that had 100 plus units was at 390, and what was the other one? 105 at 380. It seems to me like an individual person or people purchased 300 to 400 of them from a handful of sellers, and then, you know, onesies, twosies from all of these other people. I find it really interesting because right now it's $325, so to your door you're talking $340, $350 with tax, depending on the state you're in. Which offers a reverse premium now on sealed cases, right? $350, for easy numbers, $350 times 4 is what? $700, $1,400, right? So you can currently, from a legitimate seller with all these badges, right? Nobody knows what these exactly mean, or they don't, you know, whatever. It's verified, and it's a storefront, and it's what is this? A partner or something? Whatever. From a legitimate seller with all of your favorite badges, you can get it for under $1,300 to your door. And I went over this yesterday. I'm not sure it's 100% the case right now, given the buyout of the individual units, but there was like 40 cases under 1.3 to your door, right? And I don't know if you're willing to pay 1.3 to your door for a case, which apparently offers a reverse premium right now. You can walk into GameStop right now, $285, right? If you have a pro membership, which is the only way I think you can pre-order these, you automatically get 2% back in future buying power. So for easy numbers, 2% back on $306. So let's just call it $5, a little bit more than $5. So that gets you down to $280. And then if you have, well, a student discount, military discount, any of those discounts, it gets you even lower. So now you're at like, I don't know, if you get 10% off, that's massive. That could be, you know, 25 plus. You get this for $250 from GameStop, right? $250 from GameStop, currently on TCG Player for $350 to your door, and this is sitting at GameStop for pre-orders for a day. Now, Blab is no Rudy, right? So this comes out the 22nd. I can't pre-order for a day. I'm not throwing out on a credit card. I'm not doing that, and I'm not dropping, what would it be, you know, about $1,200 a day for, I don't know, the next 2 weeks. So we're talking over 10 grand. Like, I'm not doing that. And if you got the pockets for that, by all means, do your thing. I also think buying it around that $250, $300 price point is no massive steal or deal. This is where I'm putting my hobby dollars right now. There's a handful of these from GameStop, from GameScalp. You already know how it is. If you want to go to Costco and try to get these for $80 or whatever, and potentially get, you know, mugged or, stab.
I'll bring a lunchbox.
I mean, you go ahead and do that and make your $200, whatever. I just think long term, I've had a handful of these. They looked really good, and I'll insert a clip of Jodo Jake right here talking about the reprint. Apparently, they look even better.
This is the reprint. This is like the most recent reprint. These are constructed so much better than the first wave. Like the cardboard that they use for the packaging is denser, it's more sturdy, and the foiling, it feels more premium than the first round. And there was a lot of issues with, like, this is me getting into this is the collector boy coming out, but like this like hollow foil that they did on the first wave, it had a lot of silvering. So you would see like blotches of missing of like this chroma that we're seeing across this, like particularly like in this space where it was like patchy. Whereas every single box that I looked at today, they're like perfect.
I think that this box long term will do well for me personally, right? Even at the $300 price point, I think in the next year or two, I'd see it very, very difficult for these not to be over $500, right? And I see a lot of people saying, oh, they're, 1,000 by next year, or, they're going to triple, quadruple in price, whatever. Hopefully, maybe. But look, if this is a $500 product in 24 months, that beats a lot of traditional investments. Are there other places you can put your money in the hobby right now other than a $300 SPC? Sure. But right now, there's somebody out there who's buying them at like $400 a pop. Is it manipulation? I can't really tell you. And the last thing I did want to talk about was also, just what are you getting in it? I know a lot of people have talked about this over time. I'm just going to do it short and quick. Let's call it $15 a pack. Most recent sale $13.68. If you go to an LGS store, that's going to be $15 a pack. If tax, shipping, whatever, 15. So let's just even numbers. $15 a pack. I believe you get 15 in the box, right? Let's just confirm that. 15 packs. So 15 times 15, you're at $225. And then you have the promo for $35. So you're at $260. I think that it's just not a terrible buy in the mid 200s, even 300. I know a lot of people are saying that, but people are saying that, and then they're not pre-ordering it from GameStop for like $285 max, right? Yeah, 300 with tax, but like if you're not a pro, if you don't finesse a discount, like, figure it out. But I think it's about $250 worth of value in there. And then you have the sealed premium, all of that good stuff. This is the population report for this in a PSA 10. And in a PSA 10 right now, it's about $400 to $500. So, again, even numbers, let's just say there's a population of 1,800 or 18,000 and there's 3,000 10s. So, call that, that's divisible by 3, so that's 1/6. What is that, like 18% or something? I don't even know. So, pretty low gem rate. Anyway, if you even care about any of that kind of stuff, I'll end it with this. I'm pre-ordering some from GameStop. Hopefully I'm able to get cases. I'm not sure I necessarily will. If they come to GameStop in cases, the boys will help me out. Shout out to the boys at GameStop. Other than that, I will be looking on Facebook Marketplace in the low to mid 200s. I think people will have to get rid of them at that point. The buyout does suggest otherwise. Maybe people will hold on to them in the high 200s, maybe 3. I don't know. It's all speculation. Anyone who tells you they know where this is going has no idea. This is the massive reprint. They could reprint it again. There's only 10, 11 months left of Prismatic Evolutions. Okay, so maybe another massive reprint of UPCs at the end of the print cycle. Oh, they didn't do that with 151. People are just so goofy. The data is the data, but then, they cherry pick all their data. Anyone who tells you they know where this is going is a liar. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.